Jonnie Irwin broke down in tears as he revealed being at death's door at least twice in his fight against terminal cancer. The 49-year-old spoke candidly about his terrifying health scares as he shared the harsh reality of his diagnosis alongside his wife Jessica, 40. The former A Place in the Sun presenter shared he had been diagnosed with terminal cancer in 2020, which has now spread to his brain. In an emotional interview, the teary-eyed presenter revealed he has been close to death. The program is to try and remain positive. Positive for me is burying my head in the sand a bit, Jonnie told the One Chat podcast with AIG Life. Jess and I don't talk about it much, and we've been close to death's door a few times now. Twice at least. He continued, apart from those times we've not really talked about it. Financially we're slowly getting stuff in place, transferring account details and putting stuff in her name, but being positive's such an important factor. I do that by not talking about it too much. Jonnie was later in tears as he recalled the brutal day he went home and told his wife about his devastating diagnosis, saying, "I'm not going to be here anymore." The property expert had been filming A Place in the Sun in Italy when he began to see weird gold spots while he was driving. "Don't miss Rolf Harris' final words to daughter through feeding tube just before he died." Latest, Sharon Stone dubbed Hottie as star flashes derriere in racy bikini pictures. Tina Turner talks being in great danger after worrying post weeks before death. Admission: a crew member with him in the car was concerned at the time and took him straight to the hospital, where he was told he had nodules around his brain. He said, "Within a few hours I got told I had cancer. And I was like, right. Then a few hours later, my good friend Rahul was sat with me when they said it is terminal cancer and I had 6 months to live." Do you ever hear the phrase "it knocked the wind out of you"? Nothing had ever done that to me, and it did it. I was just battered. The dad of 3 struggled to deal with the diagnosis as he said through tears he didn't believe he was shakeable until that moment. Jonnie commented, "I was really shaken up. I had to go home and I had to tell my wife, and that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do." How do you tell a woman who only 2 months before has had twins? How do you tell them that you're not going to be there anymore? I can remember it like it was yesterday. I've got no memory since I've had brain therapy, but that BY memory stays in my head and it is brutal. Jonnie was given a 2 to 3 year lifeline when doctors discovered his cancer had a mutation. The TV star admitted it was the best possible news as he recalled bursting into tears, adding he felt he had finally got a break. Despite the positive outlook, the miracle drug which was going to extend his life suddenly evaporated. He said, and so 6 months later, the lesions have grown again. But within 6 months of getting his diagnosis, Jonnie was having brain therapy, which he described as brutal. Jonnie added he will continue to remain positive, saying even if it means burying his head in the sand. One Chat is available on Amazon, Apple, Google and Spotify podcast platforms.
Trying melting.